All right, you beautiful souls and magical beings. It is Orsi, your Ayurvedic health counselor and frequency healer, back today. And once again, I wanted to touch base on why people are still so bloody thirsty. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to actually get your mind to imagine that you're in the desert or that you see this person in the desert and there's no water in access anywhere. It's in the middle of nowhere for many hundreds of miles away from any oasis, if you will. And if this person has no access to water, we know that it is only a matter of a very short period of time before the physical body actually would die. But this is not what I'm talking about when we're talking about thirst. Okay? So, the first consideration that you need to comprehend really is that dehydration is an extremely slow process. And so the physical body is very resilient. When we're born, the babies are sweet and they smell sweet. What do you think that sweetness is? That's alkalinity, my friends. Alkalinity gives them that sweet smell where you want to kind of eat them up, right? Like the cheeks and all. And then as we grow, the physical body tends to dry out. Definitely throughout our lifetime, by the time we age, let's say to beyond retirement, and now I'd like your mind to go into perhaps a retirement home. And if you guys have ever been either at a retirement home or maybe a hospital ward, where there are many sick people, right? Then there is a certain smell. But even mostly the retirement home analogy, more of an acidic smell. So this is what basically happens. We become more and more and more and more oxidatively stressed. And I have a video on that. Please check in there. We'll go and link that video for your convenience, where you can actually get a little bit more familiar what oxidative stress is and what are the many different factors that cause oxidative stress in the physical body. So when we can activate our parasympathetic nervous system, then we kind of stop that crazy time and speed that cause the aging process. So aging, by the way, has directly to do with not just oxidative stress, but in essence with acidity and with speed, okay? So we got to slow this down. We got to kind of slow down and kind of anchor that air energetics, and hydration is a major, major, major role. Once you realize that throughout our life, time actually ages us, speed ages us. This all is connecting to the element of air, by the way, which is responsible for all thoughts, all movement in the body, circulation, of course, the heart pumping outward, right? Circulating everything. Your lymphatics circulating in the system. Thoughts have to move. Air also needs to move because it is responsible for many other things, like a digestive process, for example, which also requires air, right? Fire needs to burn. That also requires air. But too much air or too little air is an issue. And again, I invite you to go and check out the oxidative stress video that we link here for you. So then, if time and speed are responsible for aging us, where do you think that the one place is where we actually can stop aging? It's a very interesting topic. I'll talk to you guys about this more. But when we're in a meditative state in this process, so especially when it's a cellular level hydration, but what happens with most waters is that they are comprised of water molecules that are clumped together in a larger size, so they're kind of larger water, if you will. And imagine like you cannot throw a basketball through a chain link fence versus maybe you've got a little golf ball and you can successfully throw that through a chain link fence. Same analogy would work with the cellular matrix, and how that water penetrates into the cellular system will depend on the properties of that water. So number one, most people absolutely don't drink enough water. Even crappy water they don't drink enough of. But by the way, most people don't drink enough of crappy water, just like I used to be one of those, because who wants crappy patty, you guys? I'm sorry to say, but innately and instinctively, all and most of us automatically don't enjoy certain waters because it's not a good match. It's not harmonized with nature. It's violated, it's processed. So tap water is processed heavily. I talked about this in my previous video. We'll put the link for you there. So when you look at my previous video, and you're gonna see about what tap water is like, that it is while contains essential minerals that are bioavailable from the ground source, right? It also at the same time is processed. It's got chlorine or chloramine, then that makes the water so acidic that it would rust all the pipes out. So in turn, they have to solve this problem, and all the municipal government, the governments, or what they're going to do is they're going to alkalize, introduce alkalizing agents to the water system. But believe me now, when chlorine or chloramine is sanitizing the water, it makes it so acidic, you guys, that the next really more acidic stuff out there is battery acid. Would you even put that in your body? Of course you would not put that in your body. Nobody's crazy to put battery acid in their body at like pH 2, right? So that's what basically happens with the water. They take the ground source water, they have to sanitize it, so they knock it back down into a really acidic liquid, but then that cannot be consumed by nobody because it would just kill us simply, number one. But most importantly, not your pipes are the main concern. I'm sorry to say that. It is the actual city pipes that are the main concern, because the city pipes would be full of holes, and so they have to kind of bring this water back to a normalized, standardized pH 7, which is neutral. And the only way that they can achieve that is entering or introducing alkalizing agents into the water system, which is ammonia, LYE, ash, and stuff like that. So basically, tap water is, yes, beautiful ground source water if you're in a beautiful area like me in BC. But if not, then that's even worse. So we can't even really talk about that because that's like god awful. But let's say that water comes and gets chlorinated, so acidified, oxidized, then alkalized to the pH 14 level so that it comes to pH 7. So it's got ammonia, lye, ash, and chlorine and contaminants, because they cannot filter through everything. If they filter everything, you guys, then they're going to take all the minerals out as well, which then brings me to the topic number 2 of reverse osmosis and distillation. A lot of people hear these words, so I want to address it, because actually throughout all of my videos and content on Facebook even, I very rarely spoke about this. So reverse osmosis and distillation are two different kinds of processes, but in essence they do the same thing. They remove good, bad, and ugly. Okay, everything is removed. The minerals are removed, which are naturally available and bioavailable in the watershed. The bad and ugly, the pharmaceuticals, the industrial runoffs, everything is removed. So yeah, it's called pure water, but it's dead. It's dead to the wind. It has nothing in it. It's empty liquid essentially. So what happens is when you drink these kinds of waters, which they're useful in some essences of therapeutic applications. Naturopath uses it maybe for 1 week or 2 weeks for you to clean out, but not to stay on. It's a big difference, okay? Because water, my friends, have memory, because it's an ultimate universal intelligence, and that water wants its minerals back. It's memory dictating to want it back. So water is going to go after your minerals, your reservoir of minerals in your physical vessel, in order to regain its memory or restore itself, if you will. So then eventually it'll rip the magnesium out of you. It'll rip your calcium. You might experience rotting teeth, bad nails, hair that's falling out or thinning out, or, when you grab onto it, you just have chunks in your hand left, or after a shower or after you're washing your hair, you've got so much chunks coming out. Then you know that you've got a mineral deficiency problem, people. This is so out there. I mean, this is not even, you don't need to be a doctor for this. You don't need to be even a health counselor for this. You don't need to be in health and wellness for this. This is a thing. Everything is about those macro minerals that the body does not produce. So therefore you need to enter them in with to the body. You cannot put liquid that is empty, that has no value, because it's going to want its minerals back and it will take it back from you. So now you're going to have to supplement more. Okay, so when I talk to you guys about elements, I don't just talk to you guys about the 5-element theory in Ayurvedic medicine. I don't just talk to you guys about that. What I am saying is to do for your health what's fundamentally important. Why are you worried about even buying organic food, supplements, beautiful supplements, vitamins, gimmicks, mimics, products, this, that, the other, when your fundamental elemental composition is faulty? When you're not living by your own code? When I do my free webinar coming up in the first week of October, I'm planning it for the 6th or 7th. I will be releasing information on this. Then we will have a whole lot more to talk about how to decode yourself. And so this code is, we also call it the Constitution. While it's quite a word of a law, right? You feel the weight of a constitution. Constitution it means that it's a group of laws to live by. And that constitution is different for each and every one of us, so unique as our fingerprint. So reverse osmosis and distillation both are damaging the water the way it's supposed to be. Yes, while they want to remove all the bad stuff, unfortunately they take all the good stuff out as well. And in turn, it causes more damage because of water having that memory and wanting its minerals back, and it will tap into your reservoir, and it will, because it's science. Okay, so when I say I'm a nerdy alchemist, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys about, that you could be spiritual, but what is that for when you separate it from body and mind? What is to be so mindful and feeding the mind when you're separating the physical health of your avatar, your body that's actually too dense and too low vibrational? You need to actually bring it all together so all three are harmonized. This is what I'm trying to say to you guys, that there are tools to each level. And water, my friends, well, actually maybe are, because water is not just the physical water, but it's supposed to be also spiritual. It's supposed to actually hit you on all three levels, is what I'm saying. This is the one element that's going to hit you on all three levels. So why do you think the sacral chakra is associated with creation? Reproduction, yes. Sexuality, yes. But in the sense of reproduction, but also way beyond that, it's about creation and your water metabolism. All are associated with the sacral chakra. So when we're talking about chakras, I'll have so much more content for you guys. Then you can tune in for that as well, how I'm going to bring a relation between sacral chakra and your water metabolism and consciousness awareness. We'll talk about that in another video. Okay, so I've got only a couple of minutes left for this. So we talked last few videos about water, why it's important, what's happening with water on earth, in the body, how it all connects. We talked about tap water. We talked about now reverse osmosis and distillation. No, they're not good for you. I'm sorry. Okay? I am very, very sorry to say. Anybody that spent $10,000 20 years ago on bloody reverse osmosis systems, please get it out of your house. Okay? It's not good for you. It's not good for the human body. Okay? It's just not. And you know what's really paramount in my mind, and I am a nerdy alchemist and I love books and I read a lot of them and I get a lot of information. But what's paramount is, you know what? Results speak for themselves. Okay? The rest is all BS. Where is the result? I see the result of thousands upon thousands of people globally with particular modalities and products and stuff. And I also see many, 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 many thousands that don't have the results. So you can talk all you want, but where is the result? Where is the health, the well-being, the harmonized biofield, where you actually are on the right track of your soul growth journey, which is the whole idea about all of this life thing on earth. Okay? So we talked about that, and then we also have talked a little bit about ionized water, and I have talked to you guys about the different properties of what that means in nature. Okay, and then of course, because it is really difficult for us to access those waters and that quality anymore with those properties, then we need to talk about how to bring this down to our own physical reality, into our household. Okay, so we've talked about all of those the last 3 to 4 videos. Please go check them out. We link a couple always for you guys here at the end of each video, but please just browse around. If you resonate with any of these messages, then please subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you are notified. I never do that many videos, so I never thin out that you would be spammed. I usually have 1 to 2 videos for now per week, so just tune in here. Go and hop over to my Facebook page at Wellness Wave Creations and follow me there. See the content, read them on, send me questions, and I'm very, very happy to answer them for you. Okay, so thank you so much for your time today, and have a beautiful day. Enjoy the end of the summer, as we've got just only a few days left of it, because that pencil smell is already out there. Namaste. Adios.